Hello and welcome to Construction in the Built Environment. This is a subject that falls under technology, and this is a quick breakdown of the subject and to see whether you fancy doing this as one of your options. So, quick breakdown, split up into 4 units. One of them is an external exam, the other 3 are coursework, one involves practical, one involves CAD, the other one is just completely written coursework. To look into these 4 units a bit more, number 1 is construction and technology. So this is the exam itself. So what you'll need to know before you sit the exam is how buildings are designed and constructed, considering various things such as strength, stability, fire resistance. You then need to look at specification of materials, tested materials, cavity walls. The 3 images down the bottom, you will not only need to be able to label, you will actually need to be able to draw as well. That's all part of the exam. Learning objective B is pre-construction work and sub-ground work. So this is to look before you start building what's under the ground. So is it pipes? Is it sewerage pipes? Is there a water table? And you need to speak to who the people are involved, or know at least who the people are involved within this. Learning objective C looks into superstructures. So these are any sort of buildings that are above the 2 stories and the different sorts of building involved within them. So that's all for the exam. As I say, that'll be sat in the January when you're in year 10. Unit 2 is construction and design. This is where you look at the various different areas within the construction industry, so civil engineering, industrial, residential, commercial, different people involved with them, how money is transferred in between them, who's involved within the building works of those sorts of buildings. You'll actually need to look at specific ones to your local area. Learning B, you're given a brief and you need to break down the brief. It's normally a house with so many rooms that'll be set by your teacher, and you need to work out areas, say for example, within the different rooms and what's needed within each of the rooms. And learn name C itself, you'll use a program called SketchUp, and you will actually go and design a minimum of 4 different concepts that'll match to that brief from learning objective B. So unit 3 is scientific and mathematical applications for construction. This again is a piece of coursework, and so what you need to do for this is you need to first of all know and then be able to write about the effects of force on materials and change in temperature regarding materials. The second part of the coursework, you then actually need to be able to answer scenarios using algebraic and graphical methods, trigonometry, so different scenarios with regards to buildings that we put in front of you, and you need to be able to answer these. This is really important within construction, and it's something that we really focus in on, because we think, for example, a painter needs to know how much paint he needs, bricklayer needs to know how many bricks he's going to use, stuff like that. So we do think this is a really crucial unit. That'll normally be done in year 11. And then unit 5 is exploring carpentry and joinery techniques. So what you do first of all is look into the different tools, what are they used for, best ways to store them safely. We'll also then look at different ways to attach materials using adhesives, whether it be composite stuff like as well, stuff like that. And finally, you will then do actually a practical piece of work where you will need to produce a frame using 4 different types of joints. That again will be starting year 10 and will be completed in year 11. So that's just a really quick breakdown of the unit. If you do need any more answers with regards to any of the questions, you can either email Mr. Huxley or myself, Mr. Milton. So fingers crossed that you pick the subject. As I say, have a real think about it, because it isn't just about practical. This is a lot of coursework based. Year 11, we do look at a bit more at the practical side, but that's the breakdown of it. Okay.